You hear the screeching of an owl, you hear the wind begin to howl. You know there's zombies on the prowl, and it's terror time again. They've got you running through the night. It's terror time again, and you just might die of fright. It's a terrifying time.
Hello, in today's video, we are covering the Cryogenic Winter mod by Path. Are you sad that winter's over? Hate the summer heat? Well, step into a world where it's forever winter, and a bitter, bone-chilling winter at that. Before we dive too deep, I want to give another shout out to the lovely Katophoenix for her fantastic artwork. Be sure to check her out down below. Now let's begin, shall we? So the Cryogenic Winter mod actually comes with 3 difficulties: easy, normal, and hard. We'll discuss them more in depth in their own segments, but they basically come down to intensities in temperature and wind chill. You'll need to bundle up heavily in this mod, else you'll freeze to death, or slow enough to become a tasty popsicle for the zombies. Brain pops. Keep in mind, all the dangers of winter are magnified in this mod. Your body temperature will drop rapidly. How rapidly depends on how much insulating clothing you can find, but you'll still cool quickly, and you'll need to bounce house to house and avoid confrontations with large groups, because you'll wear out and freeze a lot quicker than they'll be slowed down. Overall, this mod seeks to change the world from an irritation to a major threat. If you don't keep your core temperature up, you will die, either from freezing, illness, or the undead. And don't think a summer start will save you either. This doesn't just make winter bitterly cold, but the summer too. There will be no salvation, no sunny start for you. Now buckle down and let's dig in for the long haul, shall we? Let's start with normal difficulty, set a baseline experience. Hovering around negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit in the summer, and even lower at negative 112 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter, you're gonna be hard pressed to stay alive. It's imperative that you find warm clothing and shelter as quickly as possible, and don't even think of taking a long journey without a car, or else you will not make it very far otherwise. Hordes are even more dangerous than in the base game. If for no other reason than the colder your core temperature gets, the slower you'll walk, run, and swing your weapons. Each encounter will become a desperate struggle for survival, and that's not even including any injuries, exertion, exhaustion, or any other factors that'll complicate it further. While testing, I made the mistake of not checking at home for an alarm with the lockpicking mod, and that sealed my fate after a while. It drew too many near my main base, and I wasn't able to escape the hordes in time, especially as my exertion was climbing. Next thing I knew, I was bit and cowering in a bedroom just waiting for him to break down the door. Now, the mod creator does recommend you use instant shut off for the power due to the fact the houses can keep around 70 degrees Fahrenheit, but personally, I'd advise against that, at least for your first few runs of the mod. While yes, it can be a little unrealistic that a house can keep its heat that high in the middle of negative 100 degree weather, it's also going to be one hell of a challenge, and maybe even a buzz killer when you can't even warm up at all, and you're stuck perpetually freezing with no relief in sight. Not to mention the other negatives of starting with instant power off, such as the fact that things in the world will start to rot as soon as the game starts. And the fact that starting off, you probably have no insulating clothing, and if you aren't lucky, the freezing will begin immediately. Keep in mind that while farming is still viable, it's going to be more difficult and you'll have to manage it more closely. Stick to potatoes and cabbages if possible, and you should hold out okay. Another factor to consider is while the temperature is already bitterly cold, you'll also have to contend with an insane wind chill, dropping the temperature another 20 degrees or more, making it even more of a challenge. Snow also replaces rain, with more white stuff than in Al Pacino's bedroom. Now it's time to make the zombies say hello to our little friend. If you thought the baseline normal difficulty wasn't cold enough for you, and you're into indulging masochistic tendencies apparently like I am, then you could be a madman like me and dive straight into hard mode, dropping temperatures down to the negative 49 degree range in the summer and a quite nippy 247 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. You're in for a frozen treat right now, or maybe you'll be the frozen treat. Oh, and if you thought that wasn't enough for you, well, enjoy the fact that snow is now permanently falling. That's right, a never-ending fall of the white stuff. Let's hope Charlie Sheen doesn't catch word of it. Now, while this is insanely cold, and I mean to the point that even with insulating clothing, your temperature will drop rapidly, it does come with some slight benefits. Due to the never-ending snowfall, this means the wind and the fog and the snow will blind zombies, making them struggle to catch you as easily. A stealth-focused character may be one of the best choices for this sort of run, especially if you pair with the lockpicking mod. Burglar will become a no-brainer, and I'd recommend that you do so, because as I said earlier, alarms are a run-ender if you're not lucky, and I value the ability to check homes. Overall though, hard mode will certainly kick your ass if you thought normal was too easy. You think the other difficulties are a little too intimidating? You just want to take a light step into this mod? Well, this is a much more reasonable experience for someone wanting the cold to be deadlier, but without going too overboard. Raising the summer temperatures to around 14 degrees Fahrenheit, and by God, would you look at that, a positive number for once. But don't worry, the winter will still chill down to around negative 76 degrees Fahrenheit. Easy mode's probably a better way for people wanting to test the waters with this mod without diving in head first. But there really isn't that many changes when you compare it to the base difficulty, but it is enough to keep you from freezing too quickly when you first start and giving you enough time to try to get a foothold. Overall, this mod does exactly what it says on the tin. You want a bitterly cold experience where things are so cold that the very act of stepping outside is enough to start your body temperature dropping and for you to wish you were dead? Well, this is the mod for you. I personally like it a lot due to my affinity to the winter. I love the cold, I love the snow, and I love the atmosphere a snowy day sets. So this mod really ticks all the boxes for me. Gameplay wise, it certainly poses a hell of a lot of a challenge, especially if you jump in the hard mode like I did. I really enjoyed the snowfall, the darkness, the fog, the high wind chill shaking the trees violently. Kudos, Path. You've done an interesting mod, and something I will definitely want to put more time into. Maybe I'll play it on my Twitch channel. Speaking of, be sure to support the channel down below. There's plenty of other ways to get a hold of me or hang out, such as the Discord down below. I'd like to also give one last shout out to Katophoenix, whose information is also listed down below. And finally, the link to today's mod is also down there. Be sure to play Path's work for yourself. This has been Core, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.